What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy.
I'm Luke.
We are 20K Rio, and you guys took to Instagram and Twitter to ask us some questions, so we're at the park at midnight answering them.
We're here to answer your questions.
Okay.
So first question.
Question. Luca Lee Petri. I'm gonna butcher these.
That's okay.
What does matter to me about? It's about fighting for something that you know is worth fighting for. In this case, it's a person. And if you know something is worth it and it gets hard, don't give up.
Right. What a beautiful answer. Moving on.
You want to read this one?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, we got question number 2 by Jenny_Salvatore. Great. What's your vision of you both about 20K Rio's future since you started this project versus now? Okay, so what was our vision then and what is it like now for our future? That's the question.
I think at the beginning of this project, I think what made the beginning of this project so special is we didn't try super hard for the vision. We let it come kind of naturally. But at the same time, we were precise about what we wanted. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I was there for it. So it makes a lot of sense, actually.
I have one difference. I think at the beginning, maybe we were prepared to be a little bit more underground with kind of everything. The brand, the sound, and just like maybe even like our following. But I think now you and I are aiming to go bigger with it. Get a little bit more worldwide.
A little more accessible to the entire world.
Accessible.
I would agree. And I think mine's just super short. Like at the beginning, we were just finding our sound. And I thought for the future, I was like, we'll see where this goes. If people like the sound, then we're just going to keep going with it. And we ended up loving the sound, I think, more than anybody. So that ended up being the most important thing.
Exactly.
And so for the future, it's like it doesn't matter as long as we're doing what we think is 20K Rio, which is just what naturally flows out of us. And we're dreaming big. So that's pretty much what I got to say. We're dreaming big now.
We have been the whole time.
Yeah. Number 3.
At Ken Ali says, if you could visit any fictional world, where would you go?
Oh, you go first because I have a good one.
I want to say, like, there's a few video games that I would visit, but my favorite book series was the Lightning Thief, and I feel like
Percy Jackson.
Yeah, and if I feel like I could be a half-blood and go live in that world,
like a half god. Yeah, it's cool.
Be in the world of the demigods and be half god, half human, the son of Poseidon.
Yeah,
because I'm the main character.
Get it? Because he wouldn't be a side character. Well, I like yours. I think the Lightning thing's cool. So, actually, I've been super into, like, apocalypse, like, end days dystopian shows right now. And so I've been watching the show called The 100. And basically, it's, like, only, like, 100 people are going to survive on the earth. And, like, I just want to be, like, the chosen one, like, the warrior who's, like, in charge. And everybody's like, what are we going to do? Everything's, like, broken. And I'm going to be, like, the guy who's like, we have a plan. Listen up. And then everybody's like, he's the only one who's strong enough, so we have to listen to it.
All the weak villagers come out of their huts, and they're like,
yeah, and everybody's like, what are we going to do? What about rations? I don't want to be like killing people. Like, we had to kill them.
That reminds me of, is it Rick from The Walking Dead, the main character?
Yeah.
That like the whole
exactly
leader of the pack energy.
Leader, he's the only one who's leading the people.
I would love to go to a zombie apocalypse.
Moving on, number 4. Well, this one comes from Lovin' Jess, I believe on Instagram. What's been your favorite show that we've done so far? Oh, that's a good one. There might be a few honorable mentions.
I'm going to have to say my favorite 20K Rio show was when we opened up for Jacob Noel of Sublime in Long Beach, California.
That was a good one.
Because the crowd was just so ready for a show. It was unreal. Like, so much screaming, so much fun. Jacob was so nice. Everybody on that the lineup was incredible.
It was so cool.
See, we had Anti-Groupies, we had Alyssa D, we had Salter, we had Jacob, I'm missing one, Turning Jane. It was just a badass night, man.
It was cool. I was either going to say that one or the first time we played Troubadour, just because from a production standpoint, everything was like perfectly how it should have been. There's plenty of space for like all of the gear.
No technical difficulties.
Yeah, Troubadour had great sound. There was no like, I can kind of half hear, I kind of can't. And I mean, the crowd was really good that night too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the first time we did Troubadour. So yeah,
Troubadour in Long Beach.
those were them.
Okay, this one comes from Jingle de Leon. Which, by the way, we met Jingle when we were handing out flyers outside of Troubadour, and they were like chatting us up for like.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yes, I do remember. That's right.
That was fun. Hope you're
That was
doing well.
cool. Yeah.
From ideation / conception to release, which one of your songs had the longest incubation period?
I already think I know. Money in Your Mouth. And you know why I know this? Because my girlfriend was telling me that she, like, from the first time I showed her that voice note to the time we finished the song or even started production on the song, she was like, you guys sat on that song for so long. Because we didn't take it seriously at first because it was like a
joke. We thought it, like,
exactly,
we were messing around.
We were like, it's a cool live idea. We might just do this little Spanish thing. It might be cool. But we actually recorded it. And I think that was the longest, like, idea to finish we've ever had. Between the guitar and like all the little production and like the arrangement, I think that's probably my answer for that one.
For me, the longest song was TNT, and I'll tell you why. The reason I say TNT is because 2 years ago or something like that, I was screwing around. This was back when I was in my old band, and I was screwing around with a synth. And then that's when I made the... I threw that down, and then I put the most dumbass, like, freestyle rap on top of it. I was just screwing around. And then I tabled it. I didn't open up that session for another, like, couple years. And then when we started going to see Henry...
Our producer, Henry Thrill.
When we started going to see him regularly, we started thinking outside the box with shit. And I was like, wait, what if we did something with this? TNT, cool. I want to say, yeah, TNT was like...
Years long.
Couple years.
Years. Well, cool.
So
nice.
That was a great question.
Good question. This next question comes from Yvette Pop Punk Grandma. Aw, always been a supporter.
I hope you still love us even though we're not pop punk anymore.
Know. How soon do you think you will tour?
Less than a year.
Like summer next year, we'll probably be touring.
I think,
or at least the first like
mini
planning
tour.
Or like mini tour or like real offers might start coming through.
It might be this time next year. In 2025, we will go on some type of tour.
2025's next year? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Okay, this brings us to our last
and
question.
final, number 7.
At Uatua.
Uatua.
Maybe it's Utah.
Oh, yeah. Utah.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh my gosh.
It would need to be a song that captures, like, that tugs at something so deep within you that it just makes you feel something every time you listen to it. And that song for me, if I had to pick one, would be Everlong by the Foo Fighters.
It's a really good one. Dang it. One song that I've always loved and I'll never stop loving is a song by Boston called Peace of Mind. I just love that song. That riff. Peace of Mind by Boston.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, it's so good.
I have to listen.
That's my answer.
Peace of Mind and Everlong. Okay.
Peace of Mind and Everlong.
Well,
that brings us.
That concludes the very first 20K Rio Q&A
that we've ever done. I loved it. Honestly, it was super fun.
Thanks for your questions. Thanks for caring. We have a lot of cool stuff on the way. So
yeah, we do. Plenty of cool stuff. Keep updated, guys. We love you.
All right.
More of this to come.
We love you, Rios. We'll see y'all soon.
See ya. Peace.
Peace.
And I'll never see the sun.